What is going on, guys? Tim from Sports Game with HC and back with another episode of the QPR series. We are now about to start another season, and of course we are now in the Champions League after last season's dramatic Hollywood. It was incredible, just incredible. If you've not seen how we qualify for the Champions League, it is very much worth watching. Last season, obviously, we did qualify for the Champions League, as I've just said, and we won the Capital One Cup as well as the FA Cup. And you see here I've signed a 5-year contract as well. So yeah, we've won quite a few things now. We've racked up quite a nice little record. And now with regard, I thought actually, while I'm here, 6th. The media think we're going to finish 6th. I think that's a little bit harsh, given our past success. So but maybe underdog status might be good for us. So we'll see. Transfer window been very boring. I know I always do stuff in the transfer window. We brought in Stefan Al-Sharawi. You guys knew about that one already. Nothing's happened. I've sold Lucas Podolski to Dusseldorf for £5 million. Yeah, that's a little bit low value-wise. £5 million. I'd like to receive more, but I thought I'd just get rid of him. He was on £70,000 a week. Just get rid of his wages. And then Alberto Botilla. Back to Spain. Went to Deportivo. Whoever he was on loan with last season didn't want to buy him, so sold him on for £5 million. Loaned Victor Andrade back out to Middlesbrough, and then Adel Taarabt. This is the interesting one. Adel Taarabt's gone to Malaga on loan with a view to a permanent. Now, the reason for that is the squad registration. Obviously, I can only register 25 players, and the players who were under the age of 21 are now older, and I have to register them. So I had to weigh up, because I figured the position where we are got the most depth is attacking midfielder, really, with Giuliano, Teixeira, and Taarabt. So I'd weigh up who do I get rid of, and last season it turned out I used Taarabt the least, and the others were just better than him. So yeah, that's what we've done there. Today, obviously, we have got Arsenal. Now, with regards to pre-season, actually, before we move on, you see just 6-0, 7-0, 6-0. It's just meaningless. Just get players' fitness up, but whatever. So today, Arsenal, and as you see, our Champions League playoff is against Ajax, which is not easy at all. But you see, we could have drawn Barcelona, Leverkusen, Sporting, Sushor, who have got a tycoon. Probably said that name wrong, I apologise. Dynamo Kiev. There's lots of amazing teams here. So we did, okay, Ajax are an incredible team, yes, but we could have got Barcelona. I think it's quite comical how Barcelona are actually having to go through this phase. And what's actually quite interesting is we actually got a transfer budget of 0, which is why I've not done anything, really. And I'm only receiving 25% of sales. So, but financially, apparently, we've moved up to 10th in the richest clubs in the world, which is quite odd, actually. So yeah, whether or not we might get money in January, who knows? But I was thinking about it actually, and I happen to think that having no budget is actually a bit of a blessing in disguise, because I think that it just allows us to have a summer of stability and being able to go with what we've got rather than me mixing things up all the time. Bringing in new faces, letting them having to settle in, having to work out my best teams. I think just stability is the best way to do it. And I feel like the best player, we've got into Podolski, for example. I've brought Mason Bennett back. Oh god, we're going to concede. To stay and saves it though. I've got Podolski gone away. I've brought in Mason Bennett on a back from his loan spell. I had to weigh up who do I bring in, him or Andrade, and I chose Bennett because my assistant said, stars wise he's a little bit better than him. I thought actually on his attributes I would actually prefer to go on with Andrade, but we didn't in the end. And Destro's just scored. He just scored while he's carrying a little injury. That's annoying, that is. But Arsenal had the better of us last season, I do believe, so I'm not surprised that we're not doing great here. And we are missing Dave. But it isn't a Community Shield. He was offside, come on. Was he not offside there? He missed anyway, but what? So yeah, I feel like I lost my train of thought. I feel like the player Bennett coming back is like a new signing because we've not really used him before. So yeah, I feel like we've just done a organic way of replacing Lucas Podolski, and Bennett's on a hell of a lot less a week than Podolski is. And also Tarap's wages are 100% being paid by Malaga. So that's over £100,000 a week that we're now not paying, which can only be a good thing. And okay, yeah, El Shaarawy's come in on quite a hefty wage himself, but we're better than we would have been, I guess. But we are not doing very well here. Not very well at all. Not very well, because we are losing, and I want to win because I've not won the Community Shield yet. But I think you got to, if you ask me, do I think we are better than we were last season? I think that's very difficult to achieve, because realistically, because we've got to be better than we were last year, we have to win the league or do wins. Destro scored again. Caught napping apparently, and we were, yeah. But to be better than we were last year, we'd have to win the league and do okay in the Champions League, and I don't know, get into the if we get knocked out of the Champions League, get into the Europa League, say, and win it. We'd have to win something major, either European competition or the league, to be better than we were last year. Because obviously we did win the domestic cups, and we did go quite deep into the Europa League, and we qualified for the Champions League, which was the crucial thing. The absolute crucial thing was that Champions League qualification, and I've got to make some serious changes here before we move on. Actually, pause. See, I want to take Tessera off and put Cleverly on, but I don't want to change the midfield pairing up, because that's never good, really. So I don't know yet if we are better than we were last year. I mean, probably on paper we're probably not, because we've not got Podolski anymore, but he wasn't that good. He really didn't. He had an okay goal record. Yeah, he was okay, but it was so sporadic. His way he scored his goals, it wasn't what we needed from our highest earning player at the club. We needed our superstar to be able to just hit 20, 30 goals a season, and he wasn't that guy. So it is what it is. But so on paper probably not, but who knows what's going to happen. Who knows? But all I do know at the moment is that we are getting our asses handed to us here by Arsenal, who are now managed by, I do not know actually, because I was offered I actually had to write these all down. Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool, Norwich. Yes, Norwich. I don't quite know why Norwich thought I'd want to go there. Wolves and Cardiff all offered me jobs in the summer, which I obviously for fuck's sake, Wilshire's scored now, which I of course rejected all of them. Maybe I should have taken the Arsenal job now, actually come to think of it, because they are beating us here. But yeah, we did have to turn down lots of offers, and not just offers for me, but my players. We are playing like we've never played football before here. This is not good, with regards to how we're going to do this season. Because we played poor teams in pre-season, but we weren't struggling to demolish them, and we've played awful here. Maybe it's, I don't know, because we didn't have Dave for the pre-season, but he's not made the difference. Maybe when we get Dave back we'll be better, because we need to do something, because this is not good. I mean, possibly it could be down to the training. I've had the training set to fitness because I forgot to put it back to defending. What was that? What the hell? What was that? Luckily ter Stegen was brilliant enough to save that one, but what was that pass? Reading are obsessed with my players. I've had to turn down offers for Seamus Cole. Hernandez misses it. He hasn't played a game in pre-season. I think he's been away doing some international thing. I've had to turn down from Reading offers for Coleman, Ince, Redmond, Hernandez. They offered for Hernandez and Okore. Okore has also come under interest from Juventus. Theo Walcott's come under interest for £20 million bids from Chelsea and Man United. I'm trying to get 25 out of them, and that's what I'll sell at, because I think I can get someone better for a fraction of that price. Hernandez is also wanted by Chelsea. Giuliano, I believe, came under an interest from Atletico Madrid or someone like that. That was really bad, so I'm going to aggressively say that was terrible. My amazing record against Arsenal goes on. who else we had offers from? Oh, Tabanu had offers from. Walcott, goals Walcott. Maybe that £20 million bid was actually pretty good. Tottenham wanted Tabanu, and they were prepared to offer 18 or so million pounds for him. But again, I wanted in excess of 20 because he is a big player for us. So I had to reject, and I think there's a few more. I've not had to reject. Don't. It says I'm registered. That's because the registration is today or in a minute. So yeah, that's why I can't register anybody yet. Also, with regards to the registration, I did mention earlier I can't register Bruno Martins Indy, and there's somebody else who aren't registered in the Premier League, so that means they will have to be registered for the Champions League, and also they'll have to play in the Cup games just to keep them happy. I do think, again, I said it last year, I said it before, I'll say it again, our Achilles heel is going to be our rotation. Having to rotate the players to keep all the players happy, but hopefully it will pay dividends towards the back end of the season, like it did last year, where we come good because our players are fresh, are on form, and they'll just fit nicely together. Hopefully it'll come good, but obviously that's going to be the Achilles heel, whether or not I can keep players happy. Because come January we could have 2 or 3 key players who are unhappy and want to sell, want to move, and that's going to really screw us over. So we'll have to see. Now, what do we do with regards to live comms? I'm tempted to do the Chelsea game. Now I probably should do the Champions League one, but I don't particularly want to just do a couple games. Maybe I should have done both of those two in 2 parts for the first episode and just ignored this Arsenal game. I'm tempted to do the Chelsea game. That's the one that tempts me, even though I probably should do the Fulham game. But if we get through the Champions League, we probably will have some Champions League games. So I do not know when I'm going to come back, is the honest answer. I do not know, because if we qualify for the Champions League, I don't know when the dates all fall. So we could have a Champions League game, which I could be recording. So we'll have to see. I don't know. It'd be a surprise, I guess. But sales, have we got any interest from? Oh, Tottenham also want Walcott now. Right. I'm a bit annoyed we lost that. I'd have liked to have won it. Oh, here's one. Here's something quite interesting, actually. This guy, former Wolves manager, got them to the Europa League, did brilliantly with them, then decided to leave Wolves to join Cardiff. That makes no sense. It just doesn't make. They are a Europa League team, and they're able to put in £10 million bids for Seamus Coleman from me. Why does he leave? That's just bizarre, I think. Actually, how are we doing for time? Quickly. Right, I'm going to go through, see who's managing who these days. Javier Aguirre, whatever, is in charge of Arsenal. Chelsea are still Roberto Di Matteo. Obviously, this is the first patch. He's never been sacked. Everton are currently managed by Gus Poyet. Fulham is now Ali McCoist. Aston Villa, I've skipped over them. David Moyes. Cardiff, of course. Stale, whatever his name is. Liverpool, Malky Mackay. Wow. Man City, Mancini. Yeah. Man United, Guardiola. Yeah. Newcastle, Faith or Fatih Terim, some Turkish guy. Norwich, Roberto Martinez. Reading, Roy Keane. That's a bit of an odd one. Stoke, Steve Bruce. Sunderland, Martin Jol. Tottenham, Luis Enrique. West Brom, Sean O'Driscoll. West Ham, Sam Allardyce still. Wigan, Peter Reid. Really? Peter Reid? Wolves, Chris Powell. He was in charge of Aston Villa last year, on the game obviously. With regards to big teams elsewhere, Paris Saint-Germain, currently... Actually, it reminds me, I'm actually in the... I mentioned earlier we are 10th now in the world for richest clubs. We are above Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool, Juventus, Lyon, Porto, Benfica, Marseille. The list goes on. I wrote down, actually, had to write them down again because that was quite funny how we're above financially. All these big teams. Bayern Munich, Dortmund. Actually, Dortmund are currently managed by Michael Laudrup. Bayern are currently managed by him. Italy. What's happening in Italy? I always find it quite funny actually to see. Just why I'm showing you. I find it quite interesting to see who's managing who these days. Typical Italian teams, all managed by lots of Italian team managers. Napoli, Manuel Pellegrini. Juventus, who's in charge of Juventus? Conte still. Spain, this will be Spanish people. Barcelona, no, wow, Ukrainian. Real Madrid, Jose Mourinho. Anybody else particularly interesting? Atletico Madrid, Luciano Spalletti. Valencia, Rafa Benitez. Valencia, has he? Yeah, he had been manager of Atletico Valencia before. Thought he had. Right, that I've really rambled, gone on too far here. Right, so I don't know when I'm going to come back. I don't know who we're going to be playing. I have to see how we get on against Ajax. Yeah, that's pretty much going to do it from me till next time, guys. So leave a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, and I will see you guys for whatever game we play next.